Hi, everybody. It is, let's see, today is Thursday, April 30th, and I had some progress. Where's this? Oh, I had some progress. Yay! So, little things are big things when you're sick. So, I've been having just issues taking my medications in the morning because now my stomach's been just sensitive. So, I couldn't figure out, like, what was it that I was having for breakfast, like some kind of combination that allows me to eat in the morning and take my medication without it really hurting my stomach. The reason that that is important is because if you have chronic fatigue syndrome and your just system is under stress as it is, sometimes small things like having an upset stomach can put stress on your system. So managing these smaller things, which, having an upset stomach is just like you can't do anything when you have an upset stomach. It hurts a lot. And when you have chronic fatigue, it just, if you release stress hormones in your body, because like you're upset, your stomach hurts, and your stomach is upset, it hurts. These little things can cause you to have, like, I don't know if you want to say mini crashes. I don't know what to call it yet because I'm still learning. But you'll have to, like, usually in the morning, the last at least 4 days, I have to well, I can't run, but I have to get Tums after I eat breakfast, which is really not what I'm trying to do because I don't want it to interfere with digesting my food. And then when your stomach hurts, you have to lay down and hope you can sleep so that you can be asleep while the medicine does its job and not feel the discomfort. So what I found was, of all the things, like I had finally found a combination of something small to have when I first wake up so that I'm not eating too much food and making my stomach upset because it's too full. And it wasn't working. The whole thing was milk. Can you believe that? The difference was milk. Now, I know that not all of us can have the same diet, and dairy is something a lot of people are sensitive to. So if I talk about diet and some things that I find helpful for me, try to see if you can find a comparable ingredient or version in whatever diet you're doing. So I guess there's something about milk. The casein protein takes a little bit longer to digest, so it slows your stomach down, so it's not like digesting so fast. And there's something kind of coating. It coats your stomach too. So I'm really not sure what other things you could have. If there's something that is a little bit more coating or comforting that you can mix with, like a meal replacement shake. I wonder if you were to do, like, for those who do have trouble eating, I wonder if you could do like a Boost nutrition shake or something like that. But anyway, today I just had my breakfast and I skipped my multivitamin because I'm like, these things hurt my stomach and I haven't been able to get to the store to get a multi that's a gummy, so I'm kind of stuck. And when you're not well, you want to make sure that you give your body all the nutrients it needs. So skipping a multivitamin isn't really an option. But it was just taking so much energy because as it is, I'm not well. So stressing my system out with being physically nauseous and discomfort wasn't doing me any favors, and it was keeping me stuck in bed, making me feel sicker. So milk with my shake, and also if you can minimize the size of your meals. Sometimes if you do like smaller meals throughout the day and more frequent instead of, 3 large meals, I'm finding that having a normal size meal or larger is more than my stomach can do right now. So yesterday I experimented with doing, instead of 4 to 5, they're already kind of smaller meals that I do, but they're a lot of food for me. I decreased the size of my meals in half because I'm finding that when I eat, my stomach is sensitive, and then my body's stressed out with the energy required to digest it, which is kind of hard to understand or explain. But I guess since it's stressed out to begin with, a small thing like, digesting your food actually takes a lot of energy from your body to do. So I'm having to manage not only what I choose to do in a day, because I have a limited amount of energy and I might not be able to do things that I could do before. So I might have to choose doing the dishes, taking a shower, cleaning my cat's box. I can't do all of those things. So yeah, those are my tips from what I've been figuring out yesterday. Is I'm really relieved that this morning, when I had my breakfast, my fiance did some groceries and bought some dairy milk because I need dairy milk. I need that now. I didn't realize that I do, but I do. That's another conversation. But so I'm happy my stomach's not in pain. I'm still tired, but it's not as bad. It's frustrating having you feel like your body is crashing after you eat. It's like, why do I feel like my body's under stress just trying to nourish itself, just trying to feed myself? It's crazy. It's crazy. But at least that one thing of figuring out how to have my vitamins and my prescription without it upsetting my stomach is huge. That's been such a huge stress for me. So yeah. And yesterday I started using a planner, but I'm not using it in the same way, and I'm not sure if I can use it. Now, my way of using one, because I get demand avoidance, and apparently if I do a to-do list, I'll see it the next day and it will stress me out. So even though while I'm writing down the things I need to get done, I'm empowered, like I'm making that choice. When I see it later, my brain will interpret it as a demand, as I have to, and then I get stressed out. And then it's very strange. It's like some weird psychological thing that happens if you have ADHD or autism sometimes, this demand avoidance. But so I'm trying to use it in a different way now, because I need to use something to start tracking, because I've been sick. I have chronic fatigue and I've been stuck in bed for a long period of time now. And I'm wondering if I can use something like a planner as a way to keep track of how I'm doing, instead of a way to get myself to do stuff, if that makes sense. So it's hard to make that mental shift. And I don't know if it's a good idea for me to use it, because if I always associate it with things I should do, things I was able to do before, I might just stress myself out and feel worse, because I'm already frustrated, right? But for now, I was able to see that yesterday I had 9 glasses of water. I don't know if that's how much I normally have because I don't track these things. So the water, I put electrolytes in the water too as well, which if you're not well, I think is really important. And we can talk about that sometime. I need to learn more to make sure that, because electrolyte imbalances are not good. So you have to do it the right way. You know, it's not a matter of getting Gatorade or Pedialyte because a lot of times they'll put more sodium. If it's for everyday drinking, for your health, you need a different ratio of like potassium and sodium than you would if you're exercising. And anyway, I was happy that I don't have an upset stomach. Yay! And I'm starting to use a planner. And we'll see what happens. I'm feeling a little bit better now. I don't have stomach pain. And usually what ends up happening is I eat and then my body is apparently digesting food is a lot of work for my body now. So I lay down and I have to take a nap. And then eventually I start to feel a little bit awake, and then it's time for me to eat again, and it's like this cycle. So I'm trying different things to see if I can figure out the size of the meal and make them a bit smaller, change the macros so it's not so heavy on my stomach or giving my body too much to digest all at once. Maybe I can get my energy back and I'm not like crashing every time I eat. Because that is it's really depressing. If you're doing something to make yourself feel better and fuel your body, which is supposed to give you energy, and it's making you crash because it's more work than your body's able to do at that moment, it takes energy from all of the rest of your body and diverts it to your stomach. That's not living. So I'm going to try some things today and I will get back to you. And I'm looking for a win. I'm looking for something positive that I can do. I'm going to lay down and take my post breakfast nap now. The fact that I'm able to talk to you is right now after I eat in the morning is actually quite huge. Usually by the time I'm this past week recording a video, it's after I've woken up. So I've been asleep for like an hour or two, and I'm starting, like, my body's already done its work, and it's the workload is starting to subside, and then it can allow me to have some energy to actually talk and maybe get up to go to the bathroom and do a couple things. Yeah, it's stressful. So what are my controllables? What do I have control over? Well, I can control what I eat and how. And maybe somehow I can start tracking my progress. So maybe, even though it's depressing, if I have like a journal in the planner where I can start tracking how I'm feeling from day to day, maybe that will be helpful, because instead of wallowing in this feeling of helplessness because I'm stuck in the situation and there really isn't anything I can do about it, maybe I can start tracking the different things I'm trying and what worked and what doesn't, kind of like an experiment, you know? And maybe that will reframe it in a more positive light and help me come up with some solutions. So I hope this helps you in some way if you're struggling with your health and you're really discouraged. And know you're not alone. And I see you. I'm here with you. I'm in that place too. And I hope you feel better. And I hope things are going well for you. And know that you deserve to feel the best that you possibly can. And it can't be like this forever. There's got to be like little things that we can do. and don't beat yourself up. You're doing the best that you can, and forgive yourself. It's hard to do because all we want to do is get up and do the things that we normally would have no problem doing. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.